What's up guys, Steve here, and today I'm just going to be going over briefly marksmanship for hunters in patch 4.2. So I'm going to jump straight into the talent builds, and the cookie cutter spec will be in the comments below and the link will be there. I'm not currently using it because I switch around a lot, experiment a lot, and I play different roles in the heroic fight, so I'm always switching and changing. However, the cookie cutter spec only takes 2 points in frenzy and takes the 3rd point in pathing. It also drops 1 point in termination to pick up point in rapid killing, which is extremely significant in heroic fights, well, and normal fights, such as Beth, when you're on spiderling duty and you need to as much focus as possible to multi-shot down the adds, due to rapid recuperation granting you 50 focus instantly when you gain rapid killing. It makes your focus much smoother to AoE down the adds, and it's pretty much a must. You can mix and match a few talents here and there. You can drop True Shot Aura on fights such as Alice Heroic to pick up Silencing Shot for that Talon. Obviously if you've got the Pally or Enhancement Chamois to supply the True Shot, or possibly even a Blood DK, I don't know. Plenty of people supply it. You just kind of pick it up anyways, cookie cutter, but Alice Heroic, especially if you need to get that range silence off your melee behind, or need to dodge some shit, whatever, then it's pretty vital you pick up Silencing Shot. Moving over to glyphs, 3 prime glyphs, Steady Shot and Arcane Shot are a must have. The only optional glyph is the 3rd one, Kill Shot. I'm currently using Kill Shot. I prefer to use Kill Shot as it's just what suits me more. If you're nailing your Chimera shot, the second it comes off cooldown every single time, you're pretty much better off taking a Chimera shot. However, I'm just more comfortable with Kill Shot. Some people take Rapid Fire, some people take Serpent Sting. Mix and match whatever's best for you, but I pretty much suggest Kill Shot. It just feels much more comfortable for me. Your major glyphs, I'm currently messing around. I've just come out of VOA. So I've actually got the Mempec glyph. I wouldn't normally use that. Trap Launcher and Disengage are pretty much a must, and the 3rd one probably you want to take Raptor Strike, which can come in handy on fights such as Staghelm Heroic, where you're taking many swipes, Scorpion Phase, and you can just Raptor Strike the boss, or possibly even Balrog if you're on ad duty, not ad duty, shad duty. Just run in and whack the boss when you're reaching a ton of stacks. That can come in handy. Just find your own ways of doing it. Minor glyphs, that's why they are. They're exactly that. They're minor. They pretty much mean nothing. Feign Death is a must-have though, for surviving and mass resin on your wipes, just to speed things up quickly, get more attempts off. You revive pet and aspect of the pack. Doesn't really matter. Pet talents, mine looks like this. I dropped the point in Bloodthirsty to get a movement speed. Personal preference. It's just the way I go. That's pretty much how I do those. Moving on quickly, just a quick note on professions. Nearly every profession is viable right now except skinning and mining. Even herbalism is semi-decent. But pretty much the standard professions are always going to be alchemy, geocrafting, and for hunters pretty much level working. But it doesn't matter too much. I mean, if you're min-maxing, then yeah, just get alchemy and geocrafting, probably level working. Consumables, Flask of the Winds, 300 agility for 1 hour. It's 2 hours under the guild perk, and it's 4 hours if you're alchemist, I believe. Skewer deal gives you consumable food, 90 agility, 90 stamina. If your raid is laying the feasts, this is the buff you're gonna get. And your consumable potions is a Tulvia potion. 1200 agility for 25 seconds if you're pre-potting, save for your aim shot phase probably, your burst phase, your nuke phase, whatever you would prefer to call it. I'm not really going to go over macros right now, as most of my macros are for PvP. I got a few handy for PV. I'll probably note them in the description below. The most important one really is to blow everything under rapid fire. Your rapid fire, your potion, your Call of the Wild. I got a couple for misdirection, of course, if you're pulling on Staghelm. There's a couple of them. Your stats, your stat priority. This is how your stats go. Agility. you want to get fully raid hit capped, which is 8%, which is 961 rating, I believe. It's 961 rating. I need to do Brimmer Reforge, and I've just picked up an extra piece of gear, so I've got to go back and reforge again. So it's agility, 8% hit cap, 961 rating, crit, haste, mastery. That's how you want to reforge also. You want to reforge your mastery into crit where possible, if into haste if otherwise not possible. If I got a perfect piece of gear there, that's the ideal piece of gear. Crit and haste are already on the item. You got crit and hit there. You know, you get the gist of it. You just want to reforge your way mastery into crit and then into haste if you've already got crit. Gemming, meta gems. You want the Agile Shadow Spirit Diamond, 54 agility, 3% increased critical damage. Your red gems will be your Delicate Inferno Ruby, 40 agility. Your yellow gems is the Deadly Ember Topaz, which is plus 20 agi, plus 20 crit, and your blue gems is Glinting Demon's Eye, 20 agility, 20 hit rating. Socket bonuses, I pretty much tend to take nothing unless it is plus 20 or more agility. Unless obviously it's a red socket bonus, then you're going to be taking a bonus anyway. Yeah, pretty much don't take anything unless it is plus 20 agility or otherwise is a red socket bonus. That's pretty much the way you're going to want to go. There is one exception I may have to look at. I haven't looked into it properly. Is this item? I haven't even bothered looking whether it's worth taking that secondary stat of plus 30 haste. If it was a red socket bonus, then yeah, obviously you'd be taking it anyway, but it's a yellow socket bonus, so you may want to check that one, or I'll look it up and get back to you. So pretty much plus 40 agility in everything, unless it is a plus 20 agi socket bonus or higher. Now enchants, I won't really go over the enchants. I will talk about them in the description and link them all and post the correct names and etc. I'll just go over quickly. The head enchant is from Ramkahen. I'll just post it up here quickly. Ramkahen, here it is, the Arcanum of Ramkahen is the head enchant. The shoulder enchant is from Therazane. Here it is again, the Great Inscription of Shattered Crystal. And the leg enchant is called Dragon Scale Leg Armor, 190 attack power, 55 crit rating. I see a lot of people running around with a stamina agility. You don't want to be taking that up. It's a Dragon Scale Leg Armor you want. And the belt buckle in this one is called the Ebon Steel Belt Buckle. That's pretty much all for the enchants. And the newest scope we got is the Flintlocks Woodchucker. That's the newest scope to come into the game, and that's the one you're going to want to be using. And what's the third one? Oh yeah, the last one I'm going to go over quickly is a debatable one. The boot enchant. I'm currently using agility, pure agility. However, for heroic raiding in particular, stuff like a stag helm, you're moving out of flames constantly. Ragnaros, you're moving from engulfing flames. A lot of people prefer to take Assassin Step, and pretty much I will be switching to Assassin Step as soon as we get to Rag Heroic, just for the extra few milliseconds it gives me a little bit more convenience, really, just in case my reactions are pretty poor for some strange reason. But yeah, it just gives you a bit more maneuverability with the increased movement speed, a little bit more leeway, I suppose, to get away from things. Before we go into the rotation, I will just have a quick word on pets, I suppose. The pets change since characters, and each pet now pretty much supplies a raid buff. And there'll be a link down below to Potopia, potopia.com. They got all the raid buffs in there, what pet gives what, etc. So if your raid is missing any specific buff, go and have a look what it's missing and what pet supplies it. The standard pet is still pretty much the cat. It supplies Horn of Winter, 549 agility and strength, in case for some reason you haven't got a warrior or a DK, just pull out the cat. My raid pretty much supplies everything, so I either go with the cat or the wolf. I use Furious Howl if we're missing the 5% critical strike chance, and that's pretty much it for me. I won't go over every pet, just to check just check in a link what pack gives what raid buff, and if your raid is missing any specific buff, then you know, do that as necessary. The tier 12 bonus, quick word on this, is quite important when you get to your 4-piece bonus. The 2-piece bonus is the basic 80% instant weapon damage as fire, which most classes got now. They got some sort of minor damage increase as their 2-piece bonus. The 4-piece bonus is pretty vital if you can use it to its maximum potential. You have a 10% chance from your auto shots to make your next shot or kill command cost no focus. Now if this 4-piece bonus procs when you're ready to use Chimera shot, you've saved yourself 44 focus, which is pretty substantial, especially on certain fights like Staghelm, where you're moving a lot, and so you want to use more instant cast. You want to dump more focus with Arcane Shot on the move to keep up your stacks of concentration and get as much damage off as possible. So if you get an add-on, I believe Need to Know, there's probably plenty of add-ons that tracks procs and certain buffs. You need to be able to track the proc or buff from your 4-piece bonus to use it to its maximum potential. You don't want to be, or ideally you don't want to be wasting your 4-piece proc on an Arcane Shot, saving yourself 22 focus. If you can use on your Chimera shot, it's a pretty substantial DPS increase, and it's really nice, especially when you need to move a lot and dump more focus into either Arcane Shot or multi-shot. So yeah, you need to try and track your 4-piece bonus to get its maximum potential. And what I was on about earlier with the extra talent in haste, a lot of people I've been speaking to a few people, and their matrix restabilizer is proccing haste because of the trinket. The Hungerer keeps proccing before the matrix restabilizer. Now I haven't looked into this properly, but that can be pretty nasty, because when I get 1624 critical strike rating on top of what I already have, 1624 is probably about an extra 23% crit chance, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I prefer to drop that extra point in haste, because my haste is pretty high. It's 1758 rating, and my critical rating is 1925. So keep an eye on those two ratings, and I'd advise to keep your crit rating just above your haste rating where possible. Anyway, moving on to the your rotation now. Sorry, I'm just reading outside again quickly. Anyway, the first 10% of the boss's health, above 90%, is what we call the careful aim phase. Due to this talent, increases the critical strike chance of your steady shot, cobra shot and aim shot by 60% on targets who are above 90% health, which is pretty amazing, but it's not a very good damage test on dummies, as they're always at 100% health, of course. So I'll just give a quick example. It's going to crit, 53k. Now this is only on a training dummy. I'm not going over to the raiding dummy because it's quite busy over there. There's a lot of people, and I've just updated my graphics card drivers. I'm getting some frame rate issues. So anyway, yeah, as I was saying, your focus dump under the careful aim phase will always be aim shot, and preferably you're going to be under a large haste effect such as Bloodlust or Heroism, or Time Warp, or whatever you want to call it. If we're opening up on a fight like Staghelm or Heroic, my mage automatically does Time Warp when we're at like 60 seconds concentration, so I'm not going to waste my rapid fire. I use my rapid fire during the orb phase, because I'm not on the orbs, I'm just free to nuke. If you're not under Heroism or Time Warp during the first 10% of the boss's health, you want to open up with your rapid fire, especially if you're pre-potting with your potion. So you want to apply your Hunter's Mark. Now a lot of people apply Serpent Sting first, and then they use a Chimera shot straight away. And the reason for that is because they want to get some steady shots off quickly to get straight back to full focus, but more importantly to get the improved steady shot buff up, which is 15% attack speed increase, which is pretty substantial. It takes them about 0.2 seconds off your aim shot, I believe. So a lot of people prefer to Serpent Sting, Chimera shot, and then just rebuild steady shot quickly to get the buff up, and obviously to get to max focus. I prefer to well, when just going all out nuke, this is how I'll do it. I'll try and torque, it's a bit hard to torque and do it at the same time. I'd pre-pot, rapid fire, and get straight into aim shot. Aim shot, aim shot, aim shot, and then get your focus back with steady shots quickly. I prefer to go all the way up to 100 focus, and then start nuking with aim shot again. Again, get back to 100 focus, readiness, and get back into rapid fire, and then get straight back into aim shot as quick as possible. Again, spam steady shot. I prefer to go straight up to full focus to get the proc. Aim shot, aim shot. Now, as you can see, I'm just finished around about 40. I would probably be around about 40k DPS normally, but I am lagging quite a bit due to the frame rate. So okay, my nuke phase is finished. I haven't got readiness or rapid fire no more, and the boss will now be under 100. The boss will now be under 90% HP guaranteed. So you're entering the normal priority, or just the normal rotation, which is obviously Hunter's Mark is already up. You apply your Serpent Sting, go straight into Chimera Shot, and then you stack your Steady Shot to get the improved Steady Shot buff. Always use it in pairs. Now I'm going to dump some focus with Arcane Shot, but not too much. You want to keep enough for Chimera Shot. Use Chimera Shot straight away off cooldown. My improved Steady Shot buff's running out, so stack your Steady Shot again, always in pairs. So I'm just going to do this all the way up to 100 focus, and use my Chimera Shot straight away. My aim shot's just proc, so I'm using that. I'm going to dump a little bit of focus now with Arcane Shot, but not too much. I want to keep some for Chimera Shot when it comes off cooldown. Just like that. Now, that was my, that there was my 4-piece bonus, and I missed it because I've got a few add-ons currently disabled. As you've seen then, I used a Chimera Shot instead of 100 focus, which is perfect. Especially on some fights, because now I can move around a lot, I could use multi-shot much more. If I've got increased movement, I can dump more with Arcane Shot. So you see how important it is to know when that procs. Again, this is pretty much all it is. You want to keep Chimera Shot on cooldown. You want to keep improved Steady Shot buffer, which means using Steady Shot in pairs at all times. Dump in excess focus with Arcane Shot, but not dump in too much focus. You always want to have enough focus to use Chimera Shot when it's ready to come off cooldown. Especially if you're glyphed into Chimera Shot, again, you need to have 44 focus the second it comes off cooldown. Otherwise it's a waste of a glyph. There's no point using a glyph. So this is... Sorry guys, but I was just in the middle of all kapow and I ran out of external hard drive space. So I just cleared up a few shiz. And I think I was on the general rotation of the Chimera Shot there. Just to go over it quickly once more. You want to keep your Serpent Sting up. You want to keep your Chimera Shot on cooldown. And you want to keep your Steady Shot buff, improved Steady Shot buff up. Which means using Steady Shot in pairs. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You need to learn how to dump your focus. So you're always leaving enough focus to using a Chimera Shot when it comes off cooldown. Or obviously multi-shot if you're, AoEing down ads or whatever it is you may be doing. The most important part of the hunter is not a rotation or a priority, it's managing your focus, depending on the fight you're in. Always knowing how much focus you got, and always leaving enough focus to use things such as Chimera Shot and multi-shot when needed. It's pretty much all about focus management, and that comes with practice. And obviously it comes differently. It really comes differently on different fights. Some fights you just completely dump in your focus with Arcane Shot, and some fights you're just going to be dumping your focus with multi-shot, such as Rylith. So it really depends on the fight at hand, and I'm sure you all know this already. So the third and final sort of mini phase is the kill shot phase, of course. Boss comes under 20% health, and your kill shot's active. 45 yard range, cost no focus, perfect. 10-second cooldown, just slap that in right at the top of your priority list, up with Chimera Shot, using kill shot the second it comes off cooldown again. And if you've got the Glyph of Kill Shot, you can be using Kill Shot in pairs. So double slap Kill Shot, Chimera Shot, simple as that. It's just adding Kill Shot into your rotation. That's pretty much it. I was actually talking about like UI, my interface, without realising my video had already cut out. So I just talked for 5 more minutes about nothing. Anyway, I'll quickly go over it again. In my previous videos I've had comments about my UI and stuff. That's completely changed now. I was using Bartender and customized it to my liking, and then I came across this. It's called ELV UI, ELV UI. I'll put a link to it in my description. It's a complete interface revamp, and it reskins everything, remodels everything. It's so crisp, clean, but still really informative, and it gives me everything I need to know. If I'm in a raid or a BG, whatever it may be, I will have my raid frames here, where my mouse is now, in the corner here, nice and comfortable, I can see them. Everything's so clean and tidy. You click on this little L down here if you do happen to get it. You can just click these here, extend your action bars, add more, add less, same on the sides here. It really customises it to how you like it. I got my focus here in case I'm misdirecting focus and stuff like that. I currently have my aspects right in the middle here. They do start off in the top left here, but I drag them down here because I prefer to keep anything which I really need centralized, so I don't have to look for. Some people probably got their aspects key binded anyway, which is great. But on stuff like Shanax, where I'm switching into Cheetah a lot because I'm on rage face duty, I like to have it in the middle there where I can see it. Anyway, so you pretty much drag anything where you want to. This here is the boss and arena frames. Arena frames. Yeah, like Shanax and Rage Face and Rippling will all be here, 1, 2 and 3, and it's the same in arena. 5v5, this will be your 5 targets. It's like a mini Gladius. I think it also has the trinket timer and everything up on there. It's a really nice, really nice complete UI overhaul. This is called, I think it's called Ray Buff Reminder. Pretty handy, missing buff, missing flask, whatever. It's right there where you need it. I think that's everything. I talked about a few things with my video cut out, so I'm hoping I haven't just completely missed something now. This up the top here, I think it's called Titan Panel. You can just right click and add any of your add-ons here. It's just convenience really. It's quite nice. It's really nice actually. But ELV UI has got certain stuff built in here, and you can just hover over it and it gives you additional information, such as crit rating, your attack power, your frames per second, your add-ons, time, money, all that shidazzle and bangle. You can change all that in the options, and oh yeah, one final thing is the bottom right here, I've got my recount built into my chat frame. You can either hide the chat frame by clicking the box here, this box down on the right, or you can just click toggle recount. Now the way you embed this into your frame is you type in /LVUI, you go down to skins, scroll all the way down, and embed right. I'm currently using recount because my SCADA seems to be having problems, so you just pull whatever one you want there, recount, click accept when it asks you to reload, and that's that. I do have Omen built in as well. It's currently in the top corner here, but it is it's configured to only show during combat. So yeah, you can have that in as whatever you want it, and it's all automatically reskinned into this black skin here to merge with the complete UI itself. And this is the recount for our successful Staghelm heroic kill. As you see there, 43k DPS. I don't know if that fight got logged. I'd be interested in seeing if I gained any rankings, because I think I actually only got hit with 1 leap, so my concentration was up for near enough the entire fight, barring seed phase, and I think I took a tick from an orb. Anyway, without getting too much off topic, if there's absolutely anything you'd want to know or need me to clarify, or any tips and tricks, because there's plenty of tips and tricks, especially on heroic Firelands bosses. I do have some fights wrapped, so if you'd like to see any of the fights in Firelands, just let me know and I'll try and get them up for you. I'll try and do a commentary over them if you'd like a commentary. I can't do a live commentary because of Ventrilo, but I could record Ventrilo if anyone's actually interested in seeing anything like that, especially heroic progression. Yeah, if there's anything you want to know at all, just leave a comment and I'll get straight back to you. Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys.